What's good, everybody? It's Big Game James. I'm back in the building on my quick lunch break, right quick. So I'm looking out. I'm looking and ducking, making sure don't nobody pull up on me. So it always happens when I worked at my one store. Every time I would go live, like every time I get ready to go live, a customer come in. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. Don't jinx. All right, so let's jump in it right quick. Been going live, been having a good time with it. Back in the building. Really appreciate everybody who jumps in. If I don't acknowledge you, it's not because I don't love you. It's just because I might not see you, and we're trying to get through this. But my thoughts on the rookie class right now, class 2022, the last three classes from Mike McCarthy have been pretty decent. They haven't been bad. We can look at the CD Lambs and the Michael Parsons and the Trevin Diggs. There's been plenty, Gallimore. There's been plenty good people drafted in since Mike McCarthy's been in this regime. But I'm just going to give my quick thoughts about the rookie class so far. And I don't know if it's a grade. I'll give it a whole grade as of right now, just from me. But right now, let's start out with the first round pick, Tyler Smith. He came in, left tackle, played left tackle in college, played some left guard, but he was penciled in as your left guard as you had Tyron Smith as your left tackle. Tyron Smith goes down. You emergency move him out to left tackle. I balked at it because he didn't get no work. He was strictly at left guard the whole time in training camp, preseason, didn't get any work, no work. So I was like, really? Is this really going to happen? But guess what? Tyler Smith has done a damn good job. You see the physicality which he plays. You see his strength. You see he's athletic as no end other. And just continue to get better at technique. Currently, he has 10 penalties. We get it. He's given up 4 sacks this season. Really not that bad. And he's given up 25 pressures, according to Pro Football Focus. And that's not really bad because when you look at Tyron Smith, as good as he's been, salute to you, dog, Jay Lombardi. As good as Tyron Smith has been, and he's been a rock and a dog and a all-pro, a pro bowler, all of that. When he started his rookie year, he played on that right side until they moved him to the left side his second year. But his right side, he was brutal. I believe he gave up like 10 sacks his rookie season. 8 to 10 sacks, I believe Tyron Smith gave up his rookie season on that right side. Then they switched him to the left, and you see how it goes. But he went through his struggles before he became great. I think the mold is the same way with the Tyler Smith. I think you should keep him at the left tackle unless when these playoffs are coming back. What's up, Texas Bread? But when I'm looking at Tyron Smith right now, yeah, play him right now at left tackle. You can slide him in at left guard, Tyler Smith. But to me, your future right now is Tyler Smith at left tackle. He's your guy. I think you roll with him. Tyron Smith, you ride it out this season, and then you kind of evaluate next year. But I think Tyler Smith should be your starting left tackle next year, just in my opinion, because I don't know how long Tyron Smith has. But if I'm giving Tyler Smith a grade right now, I'm gonna give him a B, a low B, because obviously 10 penalties. But considering he's only given up 4 sacks for not playing left tackle and just got thrown in the fire right at the start of the season, emergency, he's been damn good. So shout out to him. He's been going. He's been doing it. Common Sense Lab, what's good with you, baby? So I'm gonna give a low B for Tyler Smith. Feel good about him. I think he could be a definitely Pro Bowler and could be an All Pro. We could have an All Pro in our hands with Tyler Smith. Continue to get better with that technique, and that was a gem of a pick, especially since a lot of people didn't like the pick and like how they did it. So kudos to the Cowboys front office and draft team for that one. Also, Sam Williams, your number 2 draft pick. Now, I actually picked Sam Williams in the second round of my own mock draft. I actually was talking about Sam Williams in December and late January because a friend of mine, Kyler Lifestyle, what's up, Los? I rock with him. He does a lot of the draft stuff, and he had threw Sam Williams out to me, and immediately I went after him and looked at him at Ole Miss, and I was on that Sam Williams train from A1 day one. Not because he had those sacks all those seasons, but you could see his strength and his power and his size. And then when he killed it at the combine with that speed, you're like, oh yeah. Now see, I felt like the Cowboys reached a little bit in the second round to get him, but I also felt like they had to get him in that second round because he was going to be poached because of that side, those speed and those measurables and those 12.5 sacks his last season. That's going to get you drafted higher. So with that combine, it felt like Cowboys probably had him in the 3rd or 4th, but they had to get him or they were going to lose him. So I'm not mad at him. We've seen Sam Williams starting to come on as the season goes, as the more snaps he's getting. Currently, I believe he has 14 total tackles, 23 total pressures, I believe, and 3 sacks. And you see those sacks are coming. He's coming on. You see his strength to power. You see his speed on that edge. When he starts getting those pass rushing moves together and he really gets it down, he's going to be a guy. Now, I believe a couple people I had talked to, Bob Stern was one guy I talked to, and I said, I don't know. Sam Williams, I know I liked him, but I said, where does he fit at? And they were saying he reminds me of a young DeMarcus Lawrence. And I can kind of feel that but not the athletic ability. I think Williams is more athletic than D-Law, but as far as setting that edge and being a great run defender, yes. And I think some people said in the chat, yes, Sam Williams can be a great defender in the mold of a DeMarcus Lawrence. I don't know how much. What's up, Lord Nova? I don't know how much DeMarcus Lawrence plays, but he could be your stalwart on that right side if you have D-Law on that left. Yes, that could be your dual bookends right there for at least the next couple of years if D-Law stays on that contract, right? So you got a bookend right there in Sam Williams. He should be your starter next year. Continue to rotate him how you want to do it because Dante Fowler, Dorrance Armstrong Jr. are turning up. They got 13 sacks between them. But as far as run and pass, I think you have a better package with a Sam Williams more than anybody else. All right. Now, I might have to take a little quickness, but hold on. I got a customer right here, so hold on while I'm doing this. But we're going to so if you want me to give you my grade to Sam Williams right now, I'm going to give Sam Williams a C. I'm going to say because he still got to get more reps. He's only 3 sacks, and he's not really a starter, but it's not a bad grade. I'm going to say like a C+ for him right now. Hold on one second, because that's what I tell this customer. But I'm going to give Sam Williams right now a high C+, Tyler Smith a low B, Sam Williams high C. Hold on right quick. Are you picking up, ma'am?
No, I just need to find a collar for my son's.
You can go in there and just ask for Kathy because we're actually officially closing our stores.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, we're closing our stores December 9th.
Oh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my son got a coat cleaned and they forgot to put the thing on it, so they gave me this one. It was the wrong one.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. So, matter of fact, I'm gonna go in here. Just stay with me. We're gonna keep on going with this. Just stay with me. Anyway, I'm still at work. Don't leave. I'm still at work. We're gonna finish this out. We already hit our 2 grades. I just gotta get my lady up front to get this person right here. Hold on one second. Hold on. I'm gonna grab her for you.
Oh, okay. Are you guys like closed?
Yeah, we're gonna officially close in all our stores.
Better see if my husband has any shirts.
Kathy. All right. So, yeah, stores is closing.
Yes, sir. I will.
All right, so we're back. Sorry about that. We on break, but I still got to take care of the stuff before the store closes. But as I said before, man, you got to be in a C grade with your first 2 picks, and I think you mentioned what's up, Montana 808. Let's get to our 3rd round pick in Jalen Tolbert. Obviously, he's been the disappointment of the group. Yeah, man. Stores just business got bad. Corporate don't really know what they're doing, and just a lot of mistakes, a lot of things that went on in that pandemic, and they didn't bring the customer and the clientele back when they lost in the pandemic, and just snowballed and they closed all the stores. So we'll see. But I appreciate you, 808. But yeah, so you got to be in a C for your first 2 guys. Jalen Tolbert. We're going to probably give him an F right now. Not saying Jalen Tolbert can't be good because I wanted Jalen Tolbert. I mock draft him in the 3rd round specifically. I liked him. I saw him at the Senior Bowl. I saw him at South Alabama. His highlights, I think he still can be a dynamic player. But, some guys aren't ready. We've seen time and time again receivers come in and they're not ready their first year, okay? We've seen tons of rookies come in like that. And, we had a lot of high hopes for him coming in, but he just didn't catch on. I don't know if it was the system. I don't know if it's a complicated playbook. But I still have high hopes for Jalen Tolbert. 77 snaps, only 3 targets, 2 receptions on 12 yards. I'm going to have to give him an F. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Michael Gallup wasn't ready, but he at least had 33 catches for like 500-600 yards and a few touchdowns. You could see it when you saw Michael Gallup. Like, okay, he came in, kind of hit the ground running. He wasn't being like, astronomical, but he hit the ground running. Tolbert is just way behind, and I just feel like this is a situation right now that you kind of got to chalk up this rookie season. Let's get back at it next year, and let's see what you can do. They always say it takes at least 3 years for you to really see what that guy is before you can say this is what he really is, and that's it. So I'm going to just go by that and say that, this rookie year is a wash. and we'll just come back next year. But if I'm going to give him a grade, it's got to be an F because 77 snaps as a third round pick, 2 targets, 2 receptions for 12 yards. That's not good. So hopefully he'll continue to step up. Hopefully he'll continue to get better and get better at that playbook next year. But I think this season is a wash, kind of like some other guys that we've seen in rookie years. So go ahead and give him the F. Not saying we hate on you, just when we're looking at the stats and your third round pick and you haven't got on the field, we kind of got to just go that route. So Jalen Tolbert, those are my grades with those 3 guys. And now we go into our 4th round pick and Jake from State Farm Ferguson. That's Fergie. I love Fergie. He's another guy I mocked. I mocked him in the 5th, I believe. I mocked him in numerous drafts when I did my mock drafts. When I went to the Senior Bowl, I got to see him live. He stood out to me. I said it. I said, during the draft process in that Senior Bowl, that's a guy I would like to draft. That's a guy I said that I thought the Cowboys would draft because he's the type of player the Cowboys like. ASAP Ferg, baby. He's the type of player that the Cowboys like, and he's in the mold of the tight end that the Cowboys like. So when I saw him at Wisconsin, plus they have a pipeline and connection with Wisconsin, they're good blockers as well, and I just felt like he fit the mold. So, I was happy when they got the pick, when they didn't get the other guy from Jelani Woods that's over at Indianapolis, because I know they were looking at him. But if you look at what he's done so far, 17 targets, 14 receptions, played 17% in the slot, 18 out wide. He can put a body on you. You saw he's got some athletic ability with the hurdle last week. Love the attitude. Just love the player. Smooth hands. Got some wiggle to him. And I think he's going to be a Pro Bowler. I'm going to say ASAP Ferg, Jake from State Farm is going to be a Pro Bowler. Especially, I don't think they're going to bring Dalton Schultz back, just me, because he's on that 1-year deal. I don't know if he's going to want money. They're not going to sign him to big money because they got the 2 combo like they wanted. The way they wanted Schultz and Jarwin, that's the way I believe Hendershot and Ferguson are going to be. So I don't think Dalton Schultz stays in the fold because he's going to want money. Somebody probably is going to pay him that money. I don't know. It could work out. But I think he's going to want to get paid, and that's why he held out. And when you got those 2 young bucks on rookie contracts, we know how Stephen Jones works and how he operates. He's going to go with them young boys. And McEwen's still young, too, and he's not a bad player either. You can pick up a blocking tight end anywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and say that. Shout out to everybody in the building. Keep on coming up here, share it, all that good stuff. But, yeah, Jake Ferguson, I really like him. I love what he brings to the table. I love his attitude. I love all those tight ends in the group, even Dalton Schultz. I like how that group is just meshing. But that was a great pick for what they got him in value. And I think the arrows continue to point up with him. And then we're going to go even higher. So super excited about Jake from State Farm. If I'm going to give a grade on him, he doesn't have a lot of receptions, but he came in and hit the ground running as far as assignments. Dalton Schultz was out. He wasn't missing that many assignments, was putting a good body on him. So I'm going to give Jake a low B right now. All right. Now, the numbers don't say a B, but you've been starting, you've been playing, and the team hadn't fell off with Jake Ferguson starting. The offense didn't fall off. Shout out to you. The offense did not fall off when Jake Ferguson was playing in the game. Okay, so we're going to give you a low B, and that definitely could raise. So B for Tyler Smith, B minus for Tyler Smith, C plus for Sam Williams, F, not bad. We ain't hating on you, Tolbert, just what it is, and low B for Jake Ferguson. Yes, now let's hit Deron Bland. All right. So we got Deron Bland in the building. He's the surprise, right? I wasn't even thinking about Deron Bland. I'm going to keep it real, y'all. I wasn't even looking at a cornerback this year or this season with the team because I already felt like you had your guys. You had Anthony Brown. You had Trevin Diggs. You had Jordan Lewis. You had Kelvin Joseph. I didn't think they would go that route as far as getting. Appreciate you too, is it Lauren Glenn? If I like that. Yeah, get those likes up. But Deron Bland came out of nowhere. And he's been a godsend as far as the team hasn't just crumbled in the secondary when you brought in Deron Bland. You love his measurable, 6'2", 210 pounds, 4'3", 40, physical. He can trail. He's got good speed. He's physical. He can tackle. He has everything you want, I think, in a corner, and I think he's only going to get better on the season because he hasn't started. He came in, filled in. When the first time he filled in for Jordan Lewis, got the one big pick. We like that. He's filled in for Jordan Lewis since he's went out, and we were all talking about they probably should make a change with Jordan Lewis and transition to him anyway. So now he's got thrown in the fire. He's got tackles. The thing he needs to work on, though, is he does have 5 missed tackles. He has been getting torched up in coverage a little bit. He's been targeted 31 times, 27 completions against him for an 87% clip. Like I said, 1 interception. He's given up 273 yards total and for a 10.1 average. I think he's definitely going to get better, and he has 1 penalty. He's definitely going to get better as a player. You love the arrow and with the projection, but I'm going to go with you, Los, on that C grade because 5 missed tackles, that's not good out of 15. You lost your way a little bit in one game, got torched up. I can't remember what the game was, but you still feel good about him. You really like the arrow pointing up with him. You like what, even as the season goes on, these last 6 games, I like what he's going to bring to the table, and I'm like the experience that he's getting because you're going to need that kind of experience in the playoffs, not just getting thrown in the fire. Imagine if Jordan Lewis would have got hurt in those playoffs and you just threw him in there. You'd be a little bit worried. You feel me? So I giving him a C. I love the arrow. Arrow's pointing highly up. And if you look at all the guys that we have, arrow is pointing up on all those guys that you have in the building. Arrow is pointing up. So Deron Bland, Godsend, Hidden Gem, all that. Now let's get to your guy. You just already mentioned it, dog. You just already mentioned it, Jay. Let's get to your dog, Mr. Damone Clark. Matt Waletzko, he's been injured. He's an incomplete, so we can't give him an F. So he's just an incomplete because he's been injured. All right. Let's get to your dog, Damone Clark. Jay Lombardi, I got to give this man all the props in the world. There's people I give props to who they brought to me. Jay Lombardi specifically. I already talked about Williams. You guys rewind the tape on that. Yeah, I ain't forgetting about Matt. He's an incomplete because he ain't did nothing this year. He's an incomplete. But Damone Clark, shout out to my dog Jay Lombardi, just like I shout out to my dog the Ninja. He was telling me about Tyler Biadasz when nobody was talking about Tyler Biadasz. I mean, nobody was saying nothing about him. And he was like, go check out Tyler Biadasz. I went and Dallas drafted him. So guess what? My dog Jay Lombardi, when I was looking at linebackers, I was looking at a lot of linebackers. And he threw out Damone Clark to me. I said, I'm going to check him out. I watched the tape and I was like, yeah, I know why you like him. Then when I got to see him at the Senior Bowl, I even fell more in love with him. What up, Tavis? What's up, dog? And I was just 6'3", physical, and when you saw him, the difference between him and Jabril Cox, cover, athletic, but Damone Clark, physical, downhill, tackling machine, athletic, sideline to sideline, leader, great attitude, hard worker, everything you want in your football player and everything you want in a linebacker. I didn't think he was going to play. And then I was worried when they drafted him because I was worried about the neck injury. But then once we found out it wasn't like those bad neck injuries or anything like that, you felt good about it. But you love the size. You love everything that you want in a linebacker, a middle linebacker. He has it. All right. And you've seen he's been getting better each game. So he's only played 4 games, right? 136 snaps. He has 13 tackles, 17 total tackles combined. His tackles are going up. His last game was his season high. He has 7 tackles. To me, he's going to be a tackle machine. Somebody, I can't remember the name, shout out to you. He threw the Brady James comparison. James game, both of them from LSU. I can see that. But I definitely feel like Damone Clark is going to be a tackling machine for Dallas. That was a great pick. He's going to continue to get even better. He can drop in coverage for you. But the thing I like about him, he brings the physicality. And then he allows, you got the Anthony Barr. LV is playing better. We love to see what Jabril Cox is going to do. But at the end of the day, each game you see in Damone Clark getting better. That's the type of linebacker you want because with that athletic ability, and he's not hesitating on, he's going to hit that hole. He's going to fill that hole. He's going to be physical. That's what we've been missing, right? LVE hasn't been doing that. He's not that guy. He's got all the athletic ability in the world, but he's just not that physical downhill guy. But that's what Damone Clark is, and the more snaps he's going to get, he's got 6 more games. You love it because I see he's going to continue to get even better this year, and he came at the right point in time where Dallas really needed that athletic linebacker to continue to let Micah Parsons be free and let Micah Parsons be that dog. So I love the pick. I was suspect on the pick just because of the neck injury, but then you got him in the fourth round. Great value, great pick. Love what he's going to do. Yes, he did have a clock higher speed than Michael Parsons as well. Michael Parsons even said that. So shout outs to Damone Clark. Great pick. He's doing his thing. And then we got Devin Harper. Um, yeah, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid on Damone Clark too. I'm drinking Kool-Aid on Tyler Smith. I'm drinking Kool-Aid on Jake Ferguson, Deron Bland, um, um, Sam Williams. I ain't drinking Kool-Aid on Jalen Tolbert yet. I like you. Yeah, we don't count Ridgeway because he's gone. And but I ain't drinking the Kool-Aid on Jalen Tolbert, but I'm drinking Kool-Aid on all those guys I mentioned. So if we're talking about my grade for a Damone Clark, I'm gonna give him a C, only because he's only played 4 games. Feel me? It's gonna be a C plus. Okay, so not because it's bad for him. It's just because he's only played 4 games. He's still got to get his feet wet, but he's gonna be that dog. He can end up being that BA guy. You feel me? Now I'm not gonna do the undrafted rookies, but I will do Peyton Hendershot. Okay. Marquise Bell, I really haven't got a lot of look at Marquise Bell, but I'll do Peyton Hendershot just because Hendershot is the dog. Okay, so I'll do Hendershot before I get up out of here. But if I'm gonna give a grade of the drafted class, okay, we're gonna add Hendershot in there just because Hendershot's a dog. But I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't know anything about Peyton Hendershot at all. Nothing at all about Peyton Hendershot. I only knew about him when they picked him up. Then I started hearing the streets. Professor O was in the streets singing his name, praising his name. I started looking at him. First thing I saw was Aaron Hernandez. Nobody said anything to me. You feel me? I like that Peyton, a fifth of Hendershot. I like that. But nobody told me anything. And when I saw him, that's what I instantly thought. I instantly thought Aaron Hernandez. When I saw his body type, when I looked at him, I saw Aaron Hernandez, not the off field, but the on field. He reminded me of that. And then you see what Ferguson is doing. Like I said, what the Cowboys were trying to plan and do in that 12 personnel with Dalton Schultz and Blake Jarwin, that's what they're doing. That's what they want to do with Hendershot and Ferguson. And if Schultz has his exit next year, that's what it's going to be. So what they were trying to create with those 2 guys prior is what they're going to do with these 2 guys. And they give you the flexibility. Both can line out wide, but I would say Ferguson is your guy who's your more underneath guy, who's going to get you those dirty yards guy and can be sneaky guy. But Peyton Hendershot, you can line him out wide. He can be your tight end receiver type, the Pitts, the Kyle Pitts type. Doesn't saying he has that speed necessarily, but what I am saying is the ability to line out wide, play inside, play in tight, play out wide, play him in multiple positions. You can do a lot of things with Hendershot. So Hendershot, he's still going to get a C plus because he's still young. I think he's only got like 10 catches. He's still got to get better with his blocking because his blocking has been sus this year and his penalties. So he's still going to get that grade with me, but all of them arrows are pointing up. So kind of putting this in a nutshell and kind of ending all of this, as a total grade, I'm gonna go ahead and give the Dallas Cowboys as a total a C plus as their draft. C plus. Main reason why I'm gonna give him a C plus is because you lost John Ridgeway, who could have been a player for you. Jalen Tolbert hasn't done anything. He's a 3rd rounder. Matt Waletzko didn't see the field. Oh, and then Devin Harper. I forgot about Devin Harper. Love you too, sis. I forgot about Devin Harper. Devin Harper was our 6th-round linebacker. And shout out to Law Nation, my dog, and shout out to Boss Cowboy. They had a great sit-down interview with him. Go check that out with Devin Harper, linebacker out of Oklahoma State. And Boss Cowboy was trumpeting Harper up and down. So that's Devin Harper. He's going to be an incomplete because he hasn't touched the field. He hasn't seen the field. So that's why when you look at Tyler Smith, Sam Williams, Damone Clark, Deron Bland, Jake Ferguson, I'm gonna go ahead and give that group a C plus with the potential to go higher by the end of the year. But right now it would be a C plus because you got guys that you don't have playing, guys who missed out, guys who didn't see the field. So I'm gonna kind of go that route with my thoughts with the rookie class. So for me, Cowboys rookie class as a whole, C plus. A lot of good grades. Arrow will point up on a lot of players, and all these guys are contributing, except for Jalen Torres, but a lot of these guys are contributing in a big way with this team. So, very excited to see that. Excited to see what's going to happen in this game against Indianapolis and what they're going to do. And see if they can keep this ball rolling as they get ready to head into the stretch run that we talked about. Go check out that video as well. Got a, got a dope video dropping tomorrow. I'm interviewing my guy, Kobe Williams, 6'6", 305-pound, 310-pound offensive tackle, left tackle. He could be one of your next who's who out there in these streets. Got some offers from Southern Miss and some smaller schools out there. He's only a junior. Me and my guy, Rion Young, who's out there in these streets in Mississippi, he's doing his thing. Great writer, recruiter, all that. He's going to be joining me in these great interviews, and we're going to be hitting that today. Kobe Williams, we've already interviewed him before, but they just got done with their championship game. So we're going to have a lot of good talk with him. So make sure you check out that and go support those high school kids. We got a lot of good interviews this week, 3 of them for sure on deck. So please go support those kids like no other, and let's continue to make those guys great. So without further ado, appreciate everybody in the building. Love all you guys. Love all your support. We finally hit 14K, and it couldn't be nothing but you guys. I love what you do. We'll get back to our members meetings and all that good stuff, and I'll be talking to you soon. This is Big Game James, and I'm out. One love, Cowboys fans. Peace.